Ta-da! Here I am, live and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is the first Thursday live of February. I am so glad y'all are on board. It look like Groovy slid up in the building, Fizzhurst. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. We got some things going on today. How life treating you, bruh? How life treating you? You know how black folks are. We walk into stuff slowly. They gonna pull up. They always pull up. I have faith. Oh, I needs to charge my phone. Bum. Just hit the 20% mark too. All righty. Oh, my man. Look, bruh, but good. Hey, we can do that tomorrow, man. We can do that tomorrow. Far as the time, let me see. 7 your time will work for me. And Gray is in the building, which probably means Miss Keita won't be far behind. Am I figuring out my people? Am I figuring out my people? Or no? Am I off? I might be off. But anyway. Well, regardless of who's in the building, I'm in the building, y'all in the building, so we in the building. Hit the LCS today. Picked up a few bangers. Reached in my pull box and got some stuff out. And since we waiting for everybody to pull up, I will show y'all what I did get. I got this variant right here. Yeah, I like that cover. I like that cover. Kamoyo is in the building, and as I predicted, ding 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 ding. Hey, Keita. Yes, you guys are that's a good thing. That's a good thing that I'm able to figure y'all out. Of course, I'm gonna be telling everybody to pick up this book, and I don't pick it up myself. All right, so y'all know what that means. Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer, coming at you this weekend. Be looking for it. Look who pulled up in the pages of Philadelphia. Oh, y'all have forgot all about him, didn't y'all? Y'all didn't even know he was still a thing, huh? Yes, the Savage Dragon pulls up in this month's had it added to your pull list. Good job, sir. Good job, sir. I grabbed this again. I was not overly impressed with last year's DC Power that came out, but I'm gonna give it a look see and see what's going on with it. And I got nostalgic. Well, yeah, Savage. What they're doing right now, Kamoyo, is they are incorporating the Philadelphia universe into the Image universe proper, because a couple issues before that ran into Spawn. So you got Spawn, you got Savage Dragon. Those are two staples of the Image universe. But yeah, I like that, Philadelphia is becoming, main mainstream as far as image is concerned. So shout out to that guy, Rodney Barnes, for making those kind of inroads and letting folks see you are a force to be reckoned with on the writing tip, sir. Hey, Grand Madam in the building. Grand Madam in the building. What's going on? Okay. Also, just for my edification and my little guilty pleasure, I picked that up. Yeah. 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 The first ever conversation about the multiverse, or that there was a multiverse, at least over in DC. That was their first rumblings. Please excuse my cup because please excuse my cup. Yes, Kamoyo. Sorry. Barry and Jay. Yes, Barry and Jay. Barry and Jay sparked that. Okay. Before Barry and Jay, wasn't nobody talking about other universes, at least not other universes that you cared to see or see again, if that makes sense. So yeah, I had always read about the story. I had always, gotten the synopsis about that story, but I never ever actually read the story myself. And like I told y'all before, Flash and Green Lantern are two of my favorite DC characters. What's going on? Fart loading is a daily occurrence at the print shop. I keep Lysol at my wife. TMI, but thank you for letting me know. Wow. And Keita likes the cup. Oh, you are a woman after my own heart, Keita. Any lady who can say she likes that cup is a keeper. So, keeper. Okay. All right. Double digits. We can get started. All right. So with a nice, easy to follow along format, I will take you through the day's events. And we will get through this with a smile on our face and some joy in our hearts. First question. First question that I know all of y'all are waiting for me to ask. Okay, so I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm going to ask you. What's up with some Night Thrasher, y'all? That's the cover of Night Thrasher 1, which is a throwback to, well, not throwback, but homage to, ironically enough, Night Thrasher number 1. The 4-issue limited series. I think they came out in 94, I want to say, 94, 95, something like that. Might even be 93, because the New Warriors were blowing up all over the place. And since all of this talk about, the New Warriors being around, do we need a New Warriors revival? Because I'm down for a New Warriors revival. Theo talked about it a little bit in his live yesterday. So I won't, as my man likes to say, I won't overcook the grits. But what I will say is I think that Night Thrasher has the potential to become an ongoing series versus these one and dones or these five and dones or these four and dones that they always give black characters, and they don't try to make a run out of them. And when they do try to make a run out of them, they don't run that far. You know, I think Milestone Comics, that was the longest I ever seen comic books that showcased black characters run at that time. Because I'm trying to think. That and Luke Cage. Those are the only two comics with a black protagonist that I've seen run for any length of time. More than 10 issues, more than 15 issues, more than 20 issues. You know, I would like to see Dwayne and them run. You know what I mean? Was everybody's first experience with Night Thrasher had to be the same, because the first time we saw Night Thrasher, we all saw Night Thrasher at the same time. Now, I know what in the world. Okay. Now, I know that they had his face covered when we first saw him. So there was only that little glass display that's was across his helmet that you saw, and then because he's fully armored, and you saw, oh, that's a brother. Brothers ride skateboards. Why we can't ride skateboards, man? I used to ride my skateboard back in the day more than I rode my bike. You know what I'm saying? So, skateboarding ain't a Caucasian occupation exclusively. And my man Paul Martin, welcome. And your comment was the first one got my attention. Amazing that Cage's first series lasted about 125 and he barely had a rose gallery. I know that I am beating a dead horse telling you this, Paul, but technically, Luke Cage's run only lasted 49 issues. Luke Cage's comic book became Power Man and Iron Fist with issue 50. So Power Man and Iron Fist ran for about 75 issues, depending on how you want to look at it. I would love to see this be more than just a limited thing. Just he's fighting a villain called the OG. He's fighting a villain called the OG in this run. So that's almost as bad as the cockroach or the gold bug. Blaxploitation, that's very blaxploitative sounding. Yeah, I'm gonna pick it up, but I'm gonna be looking at it real close. I'm gonna be looking at it real close. I thought you would see that my way once I broke it down, because that makes sense. They had to give Luke a sidekick. Luke did have a sidekick. Remember the little, what was his name? DB? The little blonde haired guy that helped him run the theater. That was kind of his sidekick, right? He kind of operated in a sidekickish capacity, I think, but he didn't have no powers. But neither does Robert. Okay. The moral of the story: go get Night Thrasher. Especially if you're one of them people like me that want black representation, that want to see black characters. But I got to give a shout out out loud. I know I did it in print, but I gotta give a shout out loud to Black Comic Lords for that post on X and putting the Twitter handles of all of those independent artists in that tweet or X or what are we calling them now? Are they tweets? Are they X's? Because it don't make no sense if it ain't Twitter no more. Why are we calling them tweet X's? X's? Checks? I don't know. But anyway, for that post, because a couple of those handles I did not have, and I took the opportunity to follow those people. So I'm gonna take my finger, stretch it out long, put it in the corner of my temple, and give a salute to Black Comic Lords for doing that. That's what's up. It take a village, man. It take a village to get this thing going and keeping it going. But I know y'all know that. So villagers, let's keep villaging. Okie dokie. Next topic. I ain't BSing around tonight. We're gonna get to it. Look here, y'all. This picture right here. I am going to attempt to recreate in some capacity. I have about 99% of the characters pictured in an action figure form. So the only characters I do not have an action figure of are Aqualad and no, that's Captain Sam up in the corner, right? Because I thought when I first saw it, because I have the t-shirt. When I first saw it, I thought, is that Darkhawk? Darkhawk's not black. But then it occurred to me that ain't Darkhawk. That looks a lot like, but the color scheme is off. Anyway, help me out there, whoever that is. But I picked these up to begin rounding off that list. Boom. I like the older Static, but I ain't ready to pay that much money for a Static figure. So I'm gonna just put that out there like that. So we going with this Static figure right here for my display. And Vixen. If you look real close at Vixen, you can see that her show you better than I can tell you. Giving away a little secret here, but because it's y'all, I don't mind. That's my rocket. That's my custom rocket. See the face? See the face? See the face? This is Vixen. See the face? See the face? Yeah. Another wonderful action figure secret revealed to the Rock With Me Nation, because that's how we get down. I'm going to put, I'm gonna put Rocket back. Yeah, Rocket is front and center in my display over there on the bookcase. Her icon. So, you know, we already ready to go for that one. Oh, y'all talking. Y'all must be talking to each other. Okay. Questions galore. They did, Kamoyo. They did, and I am pleased as punched that they did so. Do you have the new Marvel Legends Black Panther based off the Priest run? Hello, Chad. And the answer to that question is still contemplating it. I am waiting for a few more people to give me their reviews and tell me how they feel about it, and then I'll make a final decision about whether or not I want to get it. More than likely, it's going to be in the at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, somewhere real soon. So if I don't order it through Hasbro, it'll eventually filter down through the store. I won't rock it. Great, then you're going to have to do what I did. Make you one. Or you could talk to McFarlane Toys and tell them you want their DC Multiverse line to make a rocket. And icon for that matter. Because quiet is kept, I used the Marvel Legends figure to make my icon. So, ooh, okay. I wonder what good Vixen could do if she was in this JLA versus Godzilla versus series. I was just there for when Godzilla roasted Superman. I was there for that. I bought issue 1, I bought issue 2. I stopped. It didn't hold my attention. I think Godzilla -1 is the only Godzilla based project that I've been totally blown away by and continue to be totally blown away by. Monarch Legacy of Monsters, that was you know what I'm saying, in my opinion. But that's not what we're talking about, so I'm not going to get off track. Mail rocket off. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, right. Keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm just serious. Anyway, you, Theo, and Mr. Sniff need to drop customization tutorials. That would be awesome content. Ooh. Mm. 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 You mean together, Kamayo, or separately? Because I mean, I love, me and Theo always doing videos together. So yeah, I could, totes my goats. I could do that. D stays in the building. What up? What up? What up? What up? Everybody in here tonight. Y'all pulled up, huh? Okay. Bet. So, long story short, should I even bother getting the Aqualad, or should I replace Aqualad in that image? And if so, who with? Because the Steel figure, I don't know if y'all can see Steel in the back over Cyborg's left shoulder, but they got a new Steel coming out, but it ain't gonna drop till May. So I think May. So I'm looking probably to replace the Aqualad and Steel. Maybe replace one of them with Spawn. And perhaps the other, I don't see Night Thrasher on here. So maybe even Night Thrasher and Rage might be viable add-ons. Because I want to get it up and get it shot, during Black History Month, so everybody can, get their Black history out. You feel me? But that's another thing. We got to really get into the habit of doing it, or making a point of doing it monthly all the time. But I mean, I kind of do, don't I? I kind of do keep y'all apprised of. I shouldn't even have to ask that. Now, you know what? I want to use Blue Marvel, Paul, but that Blue Marvel figure standing next to the Icon figure is gonna look really small, and Blue Marvel shouldn't look small. The way I got around that last time was to make him airborne. You know, I had, you know, Blue Marvel in the air above everybody else, so it didn't look as bad. Maybe we'll try something like that. Wildstorm Black Heroes need more love too. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I saw a Shadowhawk action figure. I wondered if I should get that. I don't know. And it's from the 90s, so it hasn't got the articulation in it that I like a figure to have. At least 32 points of articulation for me. That's a win with a figure. I mean, there are some with 22, but they got extras and accessories, so that makes it worth it. But by and large, I'm looking for 32 points. So, you know, it can move the normal range of movement with its arms and things like that. And I don't need the legs to go super splits, but I don't want them to just stop to where you can't get them at a 90-degree angle, at least a 90-degree angle. 90, 90, 90, 90. Yeah, no, not 90, 45. 45-degree angle, at least. So if I get a Cage action figure, I'm getting the one in the old school costume, yellow shirt, tiara. Okay. I actually have I'll show it to you. Let's have an action figure hour, kiddies, shall we? Stay with me, y'all. Stay with me. I ain't gone. Just grabbing some stuff I think y'all might enjoy. Look at that. Hey, there you go, huh? There you go, huh? Yeah, I gotta find that. I'm thinking my cage though. Y'all remember Marvel's Gold? I remember those figures. I'm about to refresh your memory if you forgot. These right here. Remember these? You can tell that's all. Look at all that dust on that. That been sitting out in my shed. Yeah. They had a Power Man when I have it. I don't know where it is. I don't know why the Power Man and Iron Fist ain't together. But yeah, we got a few generations actually of action figures. But yeah. Jim Valentino era Shadowhawk. Still got that first issue somewhere in the vault. And I got a few Shadowhawk issues, so a couple of those early issues, the AIDS injected Shadowhawk, the brother. Yeah, I got a few of those. Mr. Backbreaking. Paul, don't tell Theo. I know that's right. Because I want that 90s Cage with the jacket and the fade. That's the Cage I want. You know what I'm saying? That yellow shirt to me is blah. I got a Power Man Iron Fist 2 set, but they're like 4 inches. But I do have the Power Man Iron Fist in the 4-inch scale and the Power Man Iron Fist in that Marvel Gold. So I feel like I got quite a bit of Power Man Iron Fist. I feel like I got enough Power Man Iron Fist to make it through the day. And then I've got that Netflix Luke Cage, and then I've got that Avengers Initiative Luke Cage, or Thunderbolts Luke Cage. Excuse me. So I mean, I'm caged up and caged out. Caged up and caged out. That sounds like a rap song. Anyway, that jacket was bulletproof too, right? I am pretty certain it was. I still have those issues. I will have to dig them up and or I could just go on. I can just go online, look. I dug early mid 90s Cage. I did too. I was disappointed when that run got canceled too, D. Diesel. They some haters. That's my thing. Do they not see that we can see they don't give titles with minorities in it much love? Do they see that we can see they cancel them after like 15 issues, 20 issues? Do they see that we see? This to me is another reason why we shouldn't fuck with them no more, because y'all been doing this since the 70s. 50 years, and you still don't know how to write black characters long term? That's a knock on y'all. Because it ain't that you don't know how to write them, you won't. That don't make no sense. To me, that doesn't make any sense. You've been in the game for almost 100 years making comics, and you still can't put together a run with a black character in it that lasts longer than 25 issues? Or consistently, there's the word, put a run together with a black protagonist that lasts longer than 25 issues. It don't happen. It just don't happen. That just it's a love-hate relationship. And that's all I can say about it. Is it's like, bruh, y'all got a chance to succeed. You can succeed, but you choose not to. Just F those black characters. I make a story for about 10 issues and then that's it. They can't say we don't make them. They have no longevity. None of them have longevity. They see it's the collective silence and lack of pushback that they are comfortable with. Okay. It's okay. Well, we pushed back on T'Challa, and the result was them pretending like we didn't say anything. Have to be honest, I kind of liked his sidekick, Dakota North. I was irked when Jessica Jones pretty much displaced her. Because Jessica Jones is a superpowered detective and Dakota North is not. Dakota North had her own comic for a little while. So I didn't read it. But I know who Dakota North is. And again, didn't run very long. My uncle grew up a big LC fan. I gave his son those comics to enjoy, but he's still a fan like us. Cool. Dakota North was a dope name. I feel like Dakota North was a stolen name. I don't know. Well, some of us are. Well, most of us are old enough to remember the Electric Company. And on the Electric Company, there was a detective named Fargo North Decoder. So I feel like Dakota North was a similar play on the not often talked about state. Social engineering, cognitive dissonance, and media gag order. Yeah, I think a combination of what you both said is definitely what the issue is. But I'm a solutions kind of person. Gray, Kamoyo, how do we fix it? Okay, social media is rife with people complaining about things that are effed up, things that are wrong, things that don't fly. How do we fix that? I think y'all already know, don't y'all? But and I feel like for me, I can't speak for anyone else. For me, tearing that nostalgic band-aid off has been difficult to do. I go in my crawl space. I go in my shed. I go to my bookcase and I see comics and comics and comics and comics galore. I'm just supposed to have a big ass yard sale and say, this is why I'm done with y'all. So I'm not reading any of your stuff anymore. Should I do that? Would that be a prudent course of action? Or should I just continue to collect and focus my collecting on those independent artists who are too busy trying to get on to have an agenda? Ooh, that was a good word. That was a good word. That was real good. So, yeah, I think I just gave the solution to dealing with this tomfoolery, this effery, as it were. I gotta stop cussing so much in my videos. You know what I'm saying? We getting ready to monetize here, so we want to be able to monetize some of them. More honesty. I wanted Cage to be an Avenger for decades. Busick thought he didn't fit. When Bendis gave it to me, I was meh. You're ungrateful. You are ungrateful. I'm messing with you. Paul Martin, I thought Luke Cage and Shoki would have been an interesting post that run. Yeah. I thought, well, I think Luke Cage and She-Hulk did link up at some point. It just wasn't in that Heroes for Hire run. I know they went on one date and the date got interrupted, but yeah. Luke should have took her out for coffee. You have to go your own way if the system does not serve you. Y'all, it got to be mass exodus, because it's a lot of people that's like, yeah, I'm with y'all, but I still watch some MCU stuff. I still watch Disney. Yeah, I'm with y'all, but I'm gonna keep collecting these comics over here in DC, and I ain't gonna focus on no black artist. I'm gonna focus on the artist I want to focus on, and that is their prerogative. That is anyone's prerogative, but we're not going to move the needle if we continue to have this separation anxiety and keep running back to the very people who are shoveling shit in our mouths. See, I just got done saying I need to stop cussing, but truth's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So how did we get here? I was talking about a display I want to do of my action figures. And see how deep and engaging these conversations become. And when we just talking about some other stuff and we dive off into something different. Speaking of other stuff and diving off into something different. Bruh, how many y'all have started collecting this book yet? I'll wait. How many of y'all have picked up this book? Why are we having this conversation still about Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer? Why are we still having this conversation? Y'all should be on X and other social media with your copy of Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer in your hand by David Crownson, Courtney Ellis, and Sharonda J. Brown. Don't those just sound like black names? David Crownson. Crownson. That's Crown. That's one of them Crownson boys. Live over there off 35th. Cortland Ellis. I literally know no Caucasian people who call their children or name their children Cortland. Sharonda, I believe that name was cooked up in the bowels of Chicago, North Chicago, somewhere. Or South Chicago, excuse me. That's a very ethnic name. Yet I digress. What y'all talking about? I dug the way Ostrander portrayed Cage as having been holding back for years versus weaker foes. Guess that explains the Tuska slaps. I hate George Tuska's art. I despise George Tuska, Herb Trimpe, and a lot of people might get at me, but Gene Colan. Those are three artists whose art I ain't gonna say I hate it, but it's not in my top 10 or my top 30. Just preference. It's one of the last Hero for Hire issues, I believe. Those two versus Titanium Absorbent Man. That one issue is 10 times better than. Yeah, I know. The issues are in my list. I will buy them in mass. Finances are occupied right now. Because I want you to read it. I want you to see what I see. I want you to see the great writing by David Crownson. I want you to see the art by Cortland Ellis. I want you to see, well, I don't know. I know how you would see the editing, but Sharonda's involved in it. So if you don't go and read the book for David and Cortland, read it for Sharonda. Sharonda will appreciate it. I'm certain Sharonda will appreciate it. So there. You know, a white dude named Jamal. Yeah, he was on House Party too. And he got bars. I want the physical copies, not just the Kindle editions. That's called a collector. I co-signed D-Real Colan only tolerable on Dracula. I rock with as much of Tomb of Dracula as I could, man. The art, man. I mean, the stories were great. Marv Wolfman had some great stories, but yeah, that art was not doing it for me, you know. So several artists I dislike. Tim Sale is one of them. I feel you, bro. Mike Allred is a fake. Oh my goodness. There you go. Steve Ditko. That's another artist I didn't know, I didn't like until I started seeing a bunch of his stuff in Spider-Man and Strange Tales. I mean, that man, you got to have the right writer with the right artist. That is so dang important. That being said, check out these Cortland Ellis pencils. Now, this book here is, I'm going to let you know right now, this doesn't have as much action in it as previous issues because they're trying to tell all the character stories and explain Harriet Tubman's origin. Not grand art, but definitely not terrible art. Art I could get behind. You know what I'm saying? Art I don't mind looking at. So, you know what I mean? It's I know it's a preference thing, and Cortland Ellis's art might not be, you know, your cup of tea, but Curt Swan, doesn't he hold the record for drawing Superman longer than any other artist? Because I want to say like late 60s and through almost all of the 70s, Curt Swan drew Superman. Y'all check me if I'm capping. Y'all check me if I'm capping. Apparently somebody liked Curt Swan's art because they let him keep doing it. I mean, and ironically enough, Curt Swan's Superman is the Superman I remember the most growing up. So I don't know. Different strokes for different folks. All right. All right, y'all. So when you get your money right, when you get your, situation situated, pick up Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer. I do not think you will be disappointed. And I agree. You should pick it up issue 1 or issue 1 through 4 first. Don't start with this book right here. Because if you are, I can tell you right now, you're going to have mixed thoughts. Get the book the way it started, because the way they start, it starts out like an action movie. You know how action movies will start out and it's like boom, 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 everything, and then everything calms down and they start to explain things and tell you what you were seeing that you may not have realized you were seeing. That's this issue right here. It breaks down all the stuff you saw and heard and read. Well, you ain't gonna hear nothing out of the comic book, but all the stuff you saw and read in the first 4 issues. So again, great writing to you, David Crownson. And I do believe he's written a few screenplays and scripts in his time. I only liked Steve Dillon on Punisher Max. Ooh, okay. We about to dive into art because it sounds like y'all keep bumping your gums about art. So we gonna get into art. I didn't mean to yell. Was I yelling? Did I raise my voice? I'm sorry. Question. Is that your favorite T'Challa? Is that your favorite T'Challa artist? Mark Texeira? You like his art? He is the one that made Christopher Priest's stories come to life. Right? So it's pretty safe to say everybody adores Christopher Priest's run on Black Panther. Now, was Christopher Priest's stories or Mark Texeira's art what got you into that book initially? Because Sal Velluto took over after, I want to say like 12, 13 issues. I don't want to know. Don't get me. I know Sal Velluto took over for Mark Texeira. So how you feel about that art? Is that some art for T'Challa that you can really, really dig? Or JR Jr., did you like his art at the beginning of the Hudlin run? I mean, because this was the resurgence time for T'Challa with these runs, and they were seminal to making T'Challa prominent and upping his status as a character in the Marvel universe. Did that art, I mean, John Romita Jr. is he's, dare I say, legendary. And is his work on Black Panther your favorite art? Or are you one of those Jack Kirby guys that dug T'Challa in his original awesomeness? Kirby had a run that lasted for 11, I'm going to say 10 issues, and Ed Hannigan and Jerry Bingham took over on that Jack Kirby run after Kirby was done. So that's the Kirby art as Black Panther originally appeared. Or did we like that art on Black Panther Man Without Fear, and later I want to say it was God, I keep forgetting the guy's name. Y'all know, help me out here. His art seemed a little old schoolish to me on the interior art. Exterior art like that right there, that's dope. That's fire. But the interior art is what I was like, Or do we like the man who started it all off, after Avengerness? That Billy Graham art. How we feel about that Billy Graham art? I almost feel like Billy Graham art made T'Challa look like a ballet dancer, because he always seemed like he was on his toes, and he was always leaping, and he's always bounding, or he was crouched, or he was, you know what I'm saying? So hit them comments, hit that chat. What's your favorite Black Panther artist? Okay. These Diesel thinking about it. These Diesel thinking about it. Okay. Priest introduced the badass suits. Yeah, all of that stuff with absorption and no need to take off the mask and holographic images and that kind of Kimoyo beads, that was all Christopher Priest. So anything that's dope about Black Panther now, 9 times out of 10, it popped up in Christopher Priest's run. Joe Husco art. There you go. There you go. Soak it up. Soak it up. Yes, I still have my Marvel masterpiece, and it's still in pretty good condition. No foxing. Anyway, dug the story way more than the art. I hate John Romita Jr. Bob Layton saved him on Iron Man back in the day. And two, it depends on who they're drawing. Everybody can't draw characters, the same. Some people just, it'd be their kryptonite. Oh, and I forgot. Lest I am remiss. Our latest entry of Christopher Allen. How do we feel about that? We like that new look. You know what I'm saying? I know, and his battle poses that he draws when T'Challa's in battle, I like. That scarf, cape, shemagh, though. Bruh, either make it what it needs to be or get rid of the damn thing. Because that's the only part of the new costume that's just kind of like out there, and then it's like this creamy tannish sort of beige color that doesn't go with the motif. So it's like, bruh, could we make that browner or black. Just what's wrong with it being black? Like the rest of his costume. I just don't know. I just don't know. I am not 100 on that one. Okay. I grew up an artist, so I was always an art first reader. If that art ain't popping, I can't get into the story. Fair enough. I didn't like Junior's style for T'Challa. Just the stories. I get it. Wolverine versus Sabretooth. Which time? Perez T'Challa is fire. Alan Davis is also. Well, Perez's everything is great, in my opinion. But that's just me. Perez is in my top 3. So, yeah, yeah, totally. Simone Bianchi did black? Yeah, she did. Okay. Romita Jr. been hit or miss since early X-Men days. Good inks and color helps. Oh, a good inker is worth their weight in gold. You know what I mean? A good inker knows how to make stuff pop yeah, you 100. You will get no arguments from me, sir. Graham's T'Challa was the most cat-like whenever his costume wasn't ripped to shreds. That was like damn near every issue of Jungle Action. That costume most definitely was not vibranium weave at freaking all. At one point in that issue that where I pulled that art from, T'Challa is running through the snow fighting a pack of wolves with a shredded up costume. Y'all better stop it saying he ain't tough. The Ewing run art is better than the Hudlin art. Yeah. After John Romita Jr. left though, art got a lot better. Got a crap ton better. Ewing's T'Challa is basically dressed as a mom. I get that. It's not the costume, it's the color. You can have that thing, but that color ain't it not or make it. Nah, you can't be stealthy in kente cloth unless it's the right color kente. So there's something to contemplate. Good evening, Professor. We are talking about our favorite Black Panther artists. So who's your fave, bro? Or fat Aves? There can be more than one. This isn't necessarily and understand the images I threw up are simply a guide. Those are not the only choices by any stretch of the imagination, y'all. So feel free to, you know what I'm saying, throw me some random names out there or whatever. The art in the Black AF Ultimates was good. The interior art. And that's what I'm talking about. I may have thrown a couple covers up, but I'm talking about the interior art. And some of those guys whose covers I threw up have done interior art. We know Jack Kirby's done interior art. You know what I mean? We know John Romita Jr.'s done interior art. So don't be thrown off by the fact that it's a cover up. Kenneth Rocafort. What about my man Marcus Williams? Did we see that Swaptober image he did of a female T'Challa? he and look no further than here to see the man's art right there. Tuskegee Airs, Philadelphia Half-Life cover. Excuse me. Okay. Kenneth Rocafort. Haven't heard that name in a while. A drab green. A drab green Kente or just drab green, period? I mean, yeah. Like, goodness. Like the color of that shemagh that comes with Stalker and Snake Eyes. That would work. Yeah. Something like that. Ken Lashley, definitely. A lot of people don't appreciate it, but I like Dennis Cowan. I like Dennis Cowan's art. Flags of Our Fathers. I mean, it's a different kind of style, but I like Dennis Cowan's style. I like his style. I'm a BP newbie, but I'm really drawn in by the colors and designs in Eve Ewing's run. Okay, so that would be Chris Allen, Grand Madam. That's it. Well, or Mac Chater, depending on where you're looking. If he has to wear that, then yeah, a drab green. That part. Yeah. That part. Right there. So if we rocking like we supposed to be rocking, y'all let some folks know about this here. And don't just let this be our thing. Let it be everybody's thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, have you went over there to that one page, Be Real with D Real? Yeah, that dude over there, that old dude with the beard and stuff, and he be talking about Black Panther. You mean y'all should go check that dude out, homie? You ain't gotta say it like that, but yeah, but let him know. Let him know. Let him know. Anyway, now I want to get into a conversation right now that I know is a bit of a glad. Thank you for enjoying Dennis. And Dennis spells his name Denys. That is a very different spelling of Dennis. Never seen it spelled that way before. I'm just saying what I think people say because that's what I hear all the time. I was on one of Black Comic Lord's lives, and they mentioned me out in the comments and jokingly said, made a comment about my age. But you know what I'm saying? I know I'm brutal. Ken Lashley is a nice guy. But the topic I'm about to bring up, though, y'all ain't gonna think so nice because we've had this conversation before, and we didn't quite hit it the way it was supposed to be hit. Now, it ain't Hip Hop Generation. I'm just using that logo because it has the word hip hop and generation in it. And that is what we probably gonna close this show out talking about, either that or Q&A. But I was listening to some, speaking of listening, let me get y'all in the right mood. Now, as I put hip hop music on and prepare to talk about the state of hip hop, I want y'all to not be mad. Don't be mad at a brother. I'm just talking my talk because that's what I do. Now, I was listening to a playlist the other day, and it had a rap artist on it called YNB Cordae. And YNB Cordae had a song called ON. And he was hella disrespectful when he talked about old people. Now, some of the things he talked about in this song when he talked about old people was the same cat that want us to sit down and listen to their hip hop music are the same cats that was impregnating our mothers and running off, are the same cats who were selling drugs in the community and either went to jail or never got caught but became a hype or some stuff like that. But it's like, how do y'all expect us to listen to y'all when y'all aren't being the example that you need to be? And our clap back at them is, y'all music ain't got no heart. Y'all music ain't got no spirit. Y'all music don't make no sense. Y'all out here just doing whatever y'all want to do. And it's cash over everything. It's bags over everything. It's drip over everything. It's, having status over everything. We weren't terribly different from them, y'all. Y'all know that, right? Question. Were you angry at the generation before you because they did not latch on to hip hop, or in some cases out and out hated it? I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for me. I know the people older than me who didn't like hip hop and told me they didn't like hip hop. I just didn't come around them with hip hop. I stayed on my square. I was over here rocking hip hop. I was over here going to house parties, listening to hip hop music. I was over here going to, little school parties and parties here and party there and break dancing and rapping and all of this kind of thing, because hip hop, as a lot of people will tell you, it ain't a form of music. It's a lifestyle. I am a hip hop head. Came of age in the heart of hip hop culture. So hip hop culture is ingrained in me. And rather than me, I want to say this right, rather than me get angry at a whole generation because they don't accept my music, what is that? A teaching opportunity. Not an opportunity to throw up the middle finger and say F you. Not an opportunity to call somebody a mumble rapper. Not an opportunity to call somebody an old ass nigga. Not an opportunity to do that, but to teach me. If you want me to understand, that's both sides of the equation. If you want me to understand your rationale, you got to break it down to me. You got to cipher it, dog. You got to tell me what it is you believe, why you believe it. You got to tell me what it is that makes you live this lifestyle and why you live it. And does it make sense? Because think about it. Hip hop didn't make sense to our parents. Hip hop didn't make sense to my grandma. Hip hop didn't make sense to my mother. Hip hop made sense to my brother though, and my brother is 10 years older than me. I'm sorry, 7. My brother's 7 years older than me. So we're kind of in the same generation. You know what I mean? So there's no issue with me and my brother in hip hop. And we're always saying the disconnect is because these guys are mumble rappers. But I'm telling y'all, every young rapper is not a mumble rapper. Everybody who's not named Kendrick Lamar is a mumble rapper. Not everybody who's not named J. Cole is a mumble rapper. You see what I'm saying? And I keep saying this all the time. When we were teenagers, when we were young, we were thirsty for that stuff. And we went out and we looked for it and we searched for it and we found it. I mean, there may have been rappers I did not enjoy, but because it was new and it was different, it was just a sponge, and we were soaking it up, and we were soaking it up, and we were soaking it up, and now we're saturated. Learn from the past lessons of the generation before you doing what you're doing now to this one. I agree 100%. There is trash rap out there. There are mumble rappers out there who don't make sense, but they do not make up the whole of that current generation in hip hop. I can name some names. Would you go out and look for them if I gave you some names? Or do you have it set in your head, no matter what it is, if it's made after 2010, I ain't fooling with it. I guess now would be a good time to look at the comments, wouldn't it? They are zombies. Okay. All right. We'll come back to that one. We didn't listen to a lot of it in my house, so I didn't hear that. Dang. All right. Back in our era of the genre, you have folks like Jesse Jackson and parental control groups all over us. These little sheets don't have that hanging over them like the sword of Damocles. Yeah, that's true, Kamoya, but you also remember we weren't deterred by it either. Not in the least. Jesse Jackson and Tipper Gore and all of them folks, I didn't give a crap about what they thought. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Put that energy towards something that matters. You being mad at these mugs because you don't like what they're saying doesn't affect them. My dad was listening to Houdini in the 80s. Your dad was probably pretty cool, bro. Watching Houdini vids on BET, Yo MTV Raps. Yes, they were. There was variety. Okay, everybody keeps saying that. Everybody keeps saying that. Everybody keeps saying that. What are you listening to that makes you think that there is no variety? And ask yourself, did our generation influence theirs? Are they the way they are because of us? Because here's the only disconnect I see. Young people believe that hip hop music is a young person's music. We believe that it is something that is a part of us because it is our generation it has permeated our generation, and we don't want to see a iconic art form that came to be or grew to prominence in our generation desecrated. Am I in the neighborhood somewhere? Am I in the neighborhood somewhere? Okay, so how do you change that? Again, solutions guy over here. How do you change that? Or is it just, hey, they're going to be over there and we're going to be over here? Bruh. I can name you about 15 young artists right now, and none of them sound the same. Okay, where y'all are going to get your hip hop is in Mumblesville. I don't know where y'all are going, where y'all are. I mean, are y'all just listening to mainstream shit, or are y'all actually doing like we used to do back in the day? I want to hear this underground stuff. I want to hear this raw stuff. I want to hear what they talking about in the streets. Do y'all still do that? Or do you just see them on TV going and go, that's everybody? That's called generalization, y'all. Every rapper you see on TV does not represent the whole of hip hop, young generation or old generation. Big Daddy Kane wasn't the only kind of hip hop there was out in the 80s. Big X the Plug ain't the only kind of hip hop out there right now. You know what I'm saying? Sauce Walker ain't the only kind of hip hop out there. There's a bunch of stuff out there, and just like with us, it's regional. You go to the South, you're gonna hear Southern rappers. You go out West, you're gonna hear West Coast rappers. East Coast, Midwest. They're still there. We just don't look for them no more, so we assume it's dead. And because we don't accept the next generation, and I tell you, by and large, the young cats who are out there really doing it and it sound good, they don't care what we saying about them. They don't care what label we put on them. And like I said, man, Kendrick Lamar ain't the only listenable shit out there. I'm telling you, trust me. I put some playlists out and y'all can listen to them and y'all tell me if everything, you know what I'm saying, is trash. It's not. I'm telling you, if you got some you listen to, then that generation ain't all trash. It might be mostly trash, but it's not all trash. No, I'm not one of those guys. If a new artist got skills, I'm game. I wish everybody was like that, D. Okay, but unfortunately, we all just generalize and say they mumble rappers. I don't know what they're talking about. Because that's what I say. When I listened to that song by YMB Cordae, I understood where he was coming from. Okay, I didn't agree with it. I didn't like the way he said it. But I did understand where he was coming from. I understood his mindset. You see what I'm saying? So, and this is a young buck. So if this young buck can express himself artistically, it can't be just one. Houdini was from my day. I'll be 57 in 16 days. There is no variety on the radio. They are that way because white execs made it so. When you point it out, they fight you on it. Again, the word that keeps popping out to me, they. Put a name to that. Put a label to that. Put artist to that. Put a specific group to that. They, come on now, we recast T'Challa. We hear they all the time. And it's not a knock. I'm just saying I am approaching this situation from an analytical point of view, or at least trying to, because I can tell you what I've seen. And everybody in this chat is around my age or in the neighborhood of my age. The majority of y'all are. I can't be the only one with the ability to step back and look from a different angle and not just focus on the radio and mumble rap. Hell, I'm on the radio. You don't hear me playing mumble rappers. Okay, you know why I don't play mumble rappers on the radio? Because I don't have a program director at my radio station. I literally can go in the studio with a notebook and play whatever songs I have available or can pull down from the internet. So that's why when you hear my show don't sound like a bunch of mumble rappers, and I don't just play rap music. Now, I will agree with you by and large. R&B has been destroyed. R&B has been cannibalized. R&B has been bent over and raped with no Vaseline. Tell me where R&B groups went. But that's a different conversation. The disconnect probably comes from not being able to relate to the lyrics. I was into jazz, rock, and disco, and the new hip-hop rap. Hip-hop rap went through different stages as it developed. Yeah, it did go through different stages. Just like it is now, Grand Madam. And I'm telling y'all, there is much to be seen. There is much to be heard. And it ain't all mumble rappers. The market been oversaturated. Most of them coming from the South, like ATL, Florida, Texas. Don't forget about Texas. Dallas and Houston got a crap ton of rappers, as well as Memphis. So that Midwestern Southern region is starting to burgeon. Always been a big fan of my homie Chris Calico. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, he was up here not too long ago, and yeah. Kansas City represent. KC in the building. All right. Skyzoo, Apollo Brown, Lil Brother, Kendrick, J. Cole, etc. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Give him a play. Especially Lil Brother. I have cousins who are rappers. Nucleus, Jam On It. That's your cousins, Paul Martin? Cosmo D from outer space. Here to rock the human race. It do it right because I can't do it wrong. Now the whole wide world is singing this song. Jam on me. Jam on me. Yes, I remember Nucleus. The Wiki song. Jam on the Revenge was the name of that song. But the Wiki song. That's yeah. I find rappers like Meek Mill's lame. There are lame rappers. Not saying it ain't lame rappers. I'm just saying they're not all lame. They commercial rappers, studio execs, ghostwriters with, I assume you meant trash lyrics. Okay, all right, I'm being a deal person. I listened to some of it, don't own much. Same as I like DC's Trinity, hardly own any of their solo. We're going to judge mumble rappers when there's a history of scatting in our music. Grand Madam, I am not the one judging mumble rappers. I'm not judging them. I simply say this. Anything you don't like, don't listen to it. We got this thing in our head. We think this thing makes us gods. We think this thing gives us the right to say whatever we want to say, whenever we want to say it, the way we want to say it. Just because you see some stuff said does not mean you have to respond to it. Just because you see some stuff that gets on your nerves does not mean you have to go and write a dissertation about it. Just keep pushing. It's us listening to it and talking about it and giving more attention to it. That, not to mention, their generation is sucking it up. And not to mention, our hip hop culture is being appropriated by the entire effing planet. Okay? France, Korea, Africa, the UK, everybody got their own hip hop movement, not latching on to what's in America. They said, okay, that's cool that y'all did this, but watch us over here. We about to do some stuff. Bruh, the break dancing, the rapping, man, that. How we gonna sit around and say, no, the only people who should be allowed to do hip hop are people that are born between 1960 and 1980. You know what I mean? Or somewhere thereabouts. Young people ain't got a right to do hip hop. Young people ain't got a right to make hip hop music, or everything they make is garbage, or, you know, I mean, if you don't like mumble rap and it ain't your cup of tea, don't listen to it. I don't listen to it. And my thing is, you know what I'm saying? Lyrics first. Or lyrics second, because when the boom bap catch me, that's when I'm gonna start listening to what you're saying. You gotta beat this. If the beat's halfway funky, all right, you hook me. What you talking about? See what I'm saying? An articulate young rapper will get airplay from old heads if what he's spitting on is relatable. I know guys older than me into some of these guys. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all the brothers saying. That's all I'm saying. There are some guys that are out today that I am certain you could get into. And when I say you, I mean us collectively. There are guys out there that you could get into. Trust me. I mean, I could do a video and recommend a list. You know, you know what I mean? I can recommend. You know what I'm saying? If it's something you want to, you know, you feel like, you know, I can't relate to that, or because bruh, trust me, it's out there. Just like we used to look for it. Only difference is you ain't got to go to Sam Goody no more and look for it. You ain't got to go to Warehouse and look for it no more. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to go to Virgin Store or none of those places where they used to have records and CDs and all that. It's the same as movies, shows, comics, video games for me. The best material is in the past. Okay. Yes, I still dig Texas hip hop too. It's different. You know, I'm saying people in Texas, it's a different kind of talk. It's a different kind of talk. Just like it's a different kind of talk in the Midwest. Just like it's a different kind of talk on the left coast. I bumped Big Crit along with Kendrick, along with a few others. People who are saying something. Ain't nobody mentioned Killer Mike. Ain't nobody. Ain't nobody mention Run the Jewels? Whenever I hear a Drake music topic, I'm out. Okay. That right there, that's a whole different animal. In my mind, he is appropriated culture. In my mind, Drake is the equivalent of a hip hop artist that's like a content provider who's caping for the likes and subs. He ain't really about that life. He's just doing it because that life is popular and people like to see that life displayed in videos and in music and things. And so he tries to embody that. That's him in a nutshell. Scatting is not mumble rap. Don't y'all disrespect a good scat. I found some nice R&B music from the Deep South. They're not played on commercial. Boom, 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 boom. Say that again, Grant. Well, I can put that right there. You're not gonna find the good shit on no radio station, or at least not on one of them popped out commercial radio stations. You ain't gonna find the deep stuff where they talking about something, where they saying meaningful stuff, where they actually spit and real spit. You know what I mean? That kind of a thing, man. So yeah, don't let mumble rappers shy you off of finding new hip hop artists that you can wrap your brain around, or who are challenging the mental and not the idiotic stuff. What about good new female rappers? They're rare nowadays. They always have been, D. I like Rhapsody. I mean, oh no, if MA considers herself a man, but she was born a female, and she kind of got some good spit. Me too. Yep, Outrun the Jewels. Yeah. Kill your masters. I look for ciphers to find good female rappers. Also, NPR Tiny Desk concerts. Yeah, definitely. See, out there. You see what I'm saying? And you will find some jewels. I promise you, you'll find some stuff you can rock with. Adult model baby mama may be about that life. Now, if anybody, any female rapper, any new female rapper you hear talking about she's a bad B, graphically mentions her vagina in lyrics, dresses the way they all dress, you can avoid it. For the most part, you can avoid it. Yeah, I ain't checking for that. Look up Bishop Nehru D1. Will do. But the most we got in the 80s, 2000s, and were good or great, super slim pickings nowadays. Yeah, because in the 80s through the 2000s, what KRS-One tell you? Isn't even 20 years old. 50 years down the line, you can start this. because we'll be the old school artist. And even in that time, I'll say a rhyme, a brand new style, ruthless and wild, running around spending money, having fun. Because even then, I'm still number one. Okay, we getting to that point where we, you know what I'm saying, we just celebrated hip hop being 50 years old. Just saying, bruh. There are a lot of female MCs out there that got bars, but they don't get no airplay because they ain't willing to dress like hoes and talk about their vaginas and talk about how good they coochie is and how it make men do stuff and give them money, and I'm talking about how I drugged this guy and took all of his money, and you know what I mean? I get it, but we could go on for hours. Let me just say, be open to different stuff. I mean, don't just write it off because a popular narrative is being pushed. You know what I'm saying? Go in there and see it for yourself. Let's do it like this. If I came on here right now and told you T'Challa's dead, would you just go, well, I guess T'Challa's dead, that's the end of it? Or would you be like, FD-Real, I'm finna do my research and check and make sure what he talking about is 100? You know what I'm saying? Rock was never pushed. It's a lot. Moa the Great, Trina, Foxy, and a few others were slick with the nasty lyrics. New cats leave nothing to the imagination. I will not argue with you there. I must be getting up there in age because a lot of that stuff, it offends my ears when I hear it. You know, like I P word, F word, P word, S, P word, suck my, lick my, eat my, wet. You know, cool. You know how to rap about sex. What else you got? You know how to rap about your drip. You know how to rap about your Christian Louboutins. You know how to rap about your Bugattis. What else you got? So if it's orbiting around those same dead ass tropes, I tell you right there, they ain't got nothing new for you. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear some folks out here to be spitting like some Mos Def or some Talib Kweli or some Common, or you know what I'm saying? Something like that late 90s spit that was just like, I know it's gangster rap out there, but I don't care. This is what I'm doing. That's hip hop, baby. Being a pioneer, being different, saying I'm going in this direction because everybody else is going in that one. They're out there. You just have to find the direction. Okay. See, I ain't heard of her. I'm gonna have to get in that. I have to get into that. Like a comedian who can only tell dirty sex jokes. Has no. Boom. Righty. That part. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Y'all feeling me. Okay. Boom. It's question time. It's question time. Question time. Q&A is here today. Q&A. I start that right on the one. I'm good. Anyway, what we talking about? what dark, brooding, boiling questions are floating around in your medulla oblongata that you think, well, cerebral, technically, that you want to drop on me, and if I can answer it, I'll answer it, and if I can't, I won't. Where are we at? Are y'all burnt out already? Is Taylor Swift a distraction? To whom? I can tell you right now, Kansas City Chiefs fans are split down the middle. Half of them like her. I think the ones that do like her, some of them are Swifties. And other people are just like, oh yeah, she's the perfect woman for Travis. She's a distraction to the people who are easily distracted. She ain't no distraction to Trent McDuffie. She ain't no distraction to L'Jarius Sneed. She ain't no distraction to Chris Jones, and she sure ain't no distraction to Patrick Mahomes or Isaiah Pacheco. So, or Rashi Rice for that matter. But you know, she might keep Travis a wee. Travis a wee bit occupied. They live together in Leawood, Kansas. My homeboy, he said he know where they live. He like, oh, they right up the road from me. So, yeah, got that. If the money was the same, re-sign Chris Jones or sign Mike Evans, re-sign Chris Jones. I ain't even got to think about that shit. Re-sign Chris Jones. Bruh, we can get Rashi Rice up to speed. You know what I'm saying? And we can get a good WR1 out of school that can do what we need him to do. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at the math, the Chiefs organization is not classically known for throwing out millions upon millions upon millions of dollars, except in one particular instance. She's no distraction to me or the 49ers either. Uh-oh, somebody sound like they bang bang Niner game. Okay. And you know what the crazy part is? Most of the San Francisco 49er fans that I've dealt with, by and large, have been respectful. You know, I got a homeboy, Dante, man. That brother is 100 49ers till he died. And he ain't coming at me sideways. They ain't coming. And I think the reason why 49ers fans ain't coming at Chiefs fans and Chiefs fans ain't coming at 49ers, mutual respect or mutual fear, however you want to call it. They are not, because the last three teams that said some slick shit about Pat Mahomes got their asses kicked. I ain't saying that because it's a threat. I'm saying it because it happened. Tyreek Hill, he was lipping off. They got drug in the cold. Now, it maybe wasn't Josh Allen talking smack, but some of them cats on the Bills lipping off, got drugged. Baltimore Ravens organization talking trash, got shut down. So, yeah, let's go. If we playing stupid games, we got stupid ass prizes for everybody. What elements do you feel are missing from your team, or who would you add or remove? Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore and Jawan Taylor, I would immediately fucking get rid of. See, y'all got me fussing. Yeah, those three I would get rid of. I know it would be I know it would be crazy, but I've always had this dream of having Chris Jones and Aaron Donald on the same team, on the Chiefs. Both Aaron Donald. Can you imagine if Aaron Donald and Chris Jones was on the same line, lined up? That'd be a killer defensive line. You could put whoever else you wanted to put in there. You know what I'm saying? But of course, you know, you could always use another WR1. And also, I would probably use CEH a lot less because he's very pedestrian as far as running backs go. I need somebody who's explosive, like Isaiah Pacheco, and can take the pressure off of Pacheco. Pacheco got to step out of the game to get a breather, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire can't even get 2 yards. Nope, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Someone agrees with me. Do you have a side piece NFL team? No, Paul Martin. I do not have a side piece NFL team, but I do have certain players that I like. Regardless of what went down, and I said it in my video, I like Zay Flowers. I like Zay Flowers as a player. I think he's going to develop and grow, and he gives me Deshaun Jackson vibes. You know what I mean? He got the potential to be, you know, devastating like that as a deep threat or the speedy guy. Of course, like I said, I like Aaron Donald. I mean, he's a dog. You know what I'm saying? You got a triple team of cat. That tells me everything I need to know about you. I like Jordan Love. He doing a damn thing. I wouldn't let any Dallas Cowboys fans know it, but DC Lamb is a decent receiver. I wouldn't mind having him on our squad. Or any other guys who you got to get $1 million, billion, bajillion dollars to get them to play for you. But I mean, yeah, not teams, but yeah, I like players because I can respect a player that get down for his get down. Yep, and I say it again. What else y'all got? I saw a meme today. That did you send that to me? Come on, yo. There's a picture of Taylor Swift on the cover of Madden 25. I like that a whole lot. Well, seeing as oh, grand madam, no, please don't, please, babe, no, here we go. The Ravens could have beaten the Chiefs, but their energy changed right after the Chiefs' first TD. To me, it looked like they threw the game. Okay. I will countermand that by saying this. What got the Ravens where they are today? Their run game. Their run game. Why didn't John Harbaugh run the ball? Why did Lamar Jackson throw a pass into the end zone in triple coverage and there were no Ravens around? Is that why you think he threw the game? I mean, the Chiefs wasn't no problem at all. The Chiefs were not the problem. The Chiefs being a decent team didn't have nothing to do with it. The Chiefs being a decent team didn't have nothing to do with it. And don't make no mistake. Lamar Jackson has never beaten Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Matter of fact, no active quarterback in the NFL today has beaten Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Y'all don't want to go there. Y'all don't want to go there. Hey, keep them conspiracy theories to yourself, because that just sounds like sour grapes. You know what I mean? Because if it had been the other way around, I wouldn't be talking about, oh, they rigged that game or the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes threw that game. Just take it for what it was and move on. Better luck next year. Ain't got to be all that. Ain't got to be all that. That's ugly. That's ugly. Bruh. Y'all been running the ball all year. Why would you stop in the AFC Championship? Because somebody told you to? Now, you know what it is? Because I don't like. Why is it about a conspiracy? Why does it always have to be about a damn conspiracy? You know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna stop because y'all get in your feelings. Okay, I can't change what happened, but I'm not going to take away from it by saying somebody cheated or it was rigged or something like that. I mean, do you know how many things have to happen for an entire game to be rigged? We orchestrating the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. Why would you do that? Why would you throw a game to let another team advance? And what person who been playing football since Little League, Pop Warner, high school, college, and then you get to the NFL, and all that time they telling you, don't cheat, don't do this, don't do this, don't do that. I'm sure there are people that are going to do it, but you're saying by and large, every human being, the majority of human beings that come into the NFL are prone to cheat and throw games. I don't believe that. I'm not going to believe that. And make no mistake, I'm going to tell you right now, Patrick Mahomes is about to, well, not about to, but the hate for him is about to go up to 100. Patrick Mahomes is about to replace Tom Brady as the most hated mug in all of the NFL. Why? Because he keep winning. Lamar Jackson had 6, 7 AFC titles, we wouldn't be having this conversation. If Joe Burrow had 5, 6, well, he can't even been in long enough. Quarterback of your choice. If they have 5 or 6 titles, we would not be having this conversation. At least not about Patrick Mahomes. He found some of Mark's there. For those of y'all that don't know, that's a reference to The Wire, a show that takes place in Baltimore. And Avon Barksdale is a drug dealer. There. Put that in perspective for you. Bruh, it's and a lot of people forget. The Chiefs organization didn't have a Super Bowl for 50 years before Patrick Mahomes won one for them. Went back the next year and lost. Year after that, didn't even make it to the AFC Championship. But stuff's rigged. Alright. Super Bowl score. I think our defense will be up to the task to keep San Francisco in the realm of honesty. 28-24. I don't see it being no bomb shootout type of game, especially with the defenses involved. I don't think Muzz is just gonna be throwing with reckless abandon. I really don't. Especially at the Chiefs secondary. And I ain't saying that because I'm a Chiefs fan. I'm saying that because that's arguably the best secondary in the NFL. Arguably. Me and my brother became Chiefs fans during the Derek Thomas days. Yeah, we still didn't have a Super Bowl bid either. That was during the days of Marty Ball, Marty Schottenheimer. We went through a lot of coaches in the 90s. So yeah, I'm happy that we have had the same coach for longer than 5 years. So that's a plus. That means he's doing his job. I was never a Chiefs fan, but I like watching Delaney and Okoye run. Joe Delaney. I remember him. He was one of the first Chiefs rushers that got over 1,000 yards for a long time. He also drowned trying to save some kids. I'm going to jump in the water. I can't swim, but I'm going to try to save these kids. I'm not going to question it. Just wow. But yeah, of course, in my Chiefs shrine downstairs, I have a figurine of Christian Okoye up there. There's a Christian Okoye figurine. I have a Priest Holmes figure. I'm about that life. My brother's still a big Chiefs fan. Googly moogly. But we're both Chicago first. Salute. I expect that. I expect you. You better be a Chicago fan. You know what I mean? But yeah. I hope we ain't pissed nobody off too terribly, because if we have, y'all, I apologize. It's just when y'all start, don't be talking bad. Don't be talking bad. I mean, it's like, and here's another thing for everybody that's hoping and praying for the Chiefs' downfall. Even if we lose, we're better than your team, unless your team is the team that wins. If your team ain't the team that beats us, the other 30 of y'all suck. Well, y'all don't suck, but don't be having them funky comments for us because you didn't make it. That's just the hater. That's sour grapes. There's nothing you can say that will make you sound like you making sense if you like, oh, I hate the Chiefs because they beat us. I don't hate a team that beat the Chiefs. I don't hate the Broncos for humiliating the Chiefs during the regular season. I don't hate the Raiders for humiliating the Chiefs during regular season. I don't hate the Chiefs for losing to the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't hate the Chiefs for losing to the Buffalo Bills in regular season. And I sure don't hate them losing to the Lions. Lions was a damn good team. General terms these days. I'm general. The other 30 that are not in the Super Bowl. That's all I'm saying. Anything anybody who's not in the Super Bowl can say sounds like they hate. Win, lose, or draw, I'm proud of my team. Period. Because we got here. Because we got a chokehold on the AFC. Because we got a chokehold on the AFC West. Let me be specific. And I wouldn't be hating if it was the other way around. You know what I'm saying? If the Buffalo Bills had 5 AFC, what are they, East titles in a row? Would they? They may, huh? See, I ain't checking for them like that. Q&A turned into football talk. That's cool. But does anybody have a question that is not Super Bowl or Kansas City Chiefs related? I hate all NFC North, Cowboys, and Niners. That's a lot of hate, Paul. You'd be spending that energy doing something else. Well, it sounds like y'all do not have any further questioning for me. I am going to wrap it then because I got places I could be, like downstairs, spending some quality time. Look here, y'all. Thank y'all for pulling up today. That part. That and that. Look here, y'all. I will be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other. Cue the music. I got to end the stream, don't I?